What's up, everybody? Sins for Days here, bringing you a new gameplay from a new game that just released for beta. It is Overwatch, developed by Blizzard, and yeah, Blizzard's are, if you guys are unfamiliar, the makers of League of Legends, which probably everyone knows. But this game has a League of Legends meets Call of Duty meets Doom feel to it. League of Legends with the different picks you can have in terms of support, defense, assault, medic, things like that, and tank. And then you have your Call of Duty aspect, of course, for the first person, but also your Doom aspect for all the different crazy ass fucking guns that are in this game. Rocket launchers, hammers, throwing stars, molten shot throwers, fucking bow and arrow. I mean, the crazy amount of guns in this game are pretty nice. It's a nice little hodgepodge, of games. Couple goods and bads. You guys can see right here, I'm actually getting what I call it's crowding the plate. At least that's the term I'm going to coin. Crowding the plate, it's when you initially get spawned in and they're already at your base waiting for the doors to open to fuck you up. But if you got a good team that knows what they're doing, you can kind of get out of it pretty quickly. You can see I just go top and just start wrecking the Hanzo. I'm running Pharrah. If you guys haven't noticed, Pharrah is a assault type class. She's got a rocket launcher, hover boots, a hover jump shot, and a kind of a repulsor grenade where she'll throw a grenade out and it'll actually push people away from her. She's really good. She's got super good long range ability because of her rockets just keep going straight. They don't arc, they don't curve, they go straight. So I can kind of spam them like right here around the corner, and hopefully somebody will eventually walk into mine coming around a choke point. That's what I do to at least kind of provide cover fire, I guess you would say, for my team while we're taking the objective. And speaking of objective, I like what Blizzard did. So far I've ran into 3 different objective types. It seems to be an escort, 2-zone, kind of like domination, but not really, and then a single zone control point. So this is what I'm playing right now, is the escort. Essentially is what you're going to do is control an initial zone A. And we're doing it right here. We need to lock it down, and we are going to be contested by the enemy team. So once we lock it down and control it, which I'm doing now, the doors will actually open, and you're going to be able to escort now this nice little jalopy that comes out. And the goal, now the main goal comes out, and it's the fact that you need to escort this truck or car or whatever the hell it happens to be for the map into the enemy's spawn or final control point. So that's the important part that you guys, that I think the guys did to improve on kind of objective work, is it's a 2-phase objective gameplay. You need to neutralize the zone and then escort something, which is pretty cool. The other game mode, like I said, is a 2-zone domination, but instead of being zones at the same time, it's progressive zones where if you control point A, now point B unlocks, and then you go to point B and that's the final destination. But point B is incredibly close to their spawn, so you need to be very coordinated about how you lock down their spawn and how you have your team set up. The third one is, like I said, the neutral capture point, which is also really cool, because both teams are just vying for one spot. It ends up just being a mosh pit of a zone. It's really fun. A lot of battles going down there, and your shots got to be good. This gameplay, you'll see me use Pharrah solely. I do have a Hanzo gameplay. Hanzo's the guy with the sniper, or with the fucking bow and arrow, not the sniper. That's Widowmaker. There's so many characters, 20 characters in all, each having their own abilities, health, stats, bonuses, everything. It's a really detailed game. I'm really excited to see how this game's going to turn out. But yeah, Hanzo's the guy with the bow and arrow. You guys may think, oh, why you bring a bow and arrow to a gunfight? Because that thing is fucking awesome, that's why. That bow and arrow will unleash hell, and his special's got to be one of the best specials in the entire game, period. It's the 3 dragon special. It's essentially where you shoot an arrow, but 3 dragons come out of it in a straight line and just shit wreck anything in its path. It's one of the best specials right now. Hopefully they don't nerf it too bad. Speaking of nerfing, some characters I've noticed in the beta are a little OP. Pharrah's one of them, I guess. She can take a lot of damage, and she's got some good tools. Her rocket launcher does a shit ton of damage if it's a direct hit. But also, Bastion, I think that's his name. He's a robot, and he can transform himself. If you guys looked at the trailer, he can transform himself into a sentry turret, essentially. And the Gatling gun that sprays down is fine. I get it for close quarters. Unfortunately, that gun is incredibly accurate at long range, which is kind of my beef with it. is the fact that that thing can literally be 60 meters away, you know, almost halfway across the map on a corridor and just rain fire, and it's pretty accurate. So I think that needs to tone down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure Blizzard, with their feedback on the game, is going to take care of that. Another character that's a little overpowered is Mai, with her goddamn freezing ray that can just get you. It can freeze you from like 20 feet away. And if she just hits you enough with it, you're frozen, you're stunned. She walks up to you, shoots you with her ice pick gun. A couple times you're dead. It's a very, and she can even heal herself in the little ice ball. So she's kind of a little OP in my opinion, but I'm pretty sure tweaking is going to happen over time. I think Blizzard's just looking for an initial reaction to see if the community's picking up any bugs, latency issue, lag, server issues, anything like that. Tweaking is going to come down the road, probably through the forums and Blizzard's own testers. But Blizzard's been committed to improving the game. They've always been committed to improving the game. Through World of Warcraft, League of Legends, they have always been committed to improving their games and the mechanics of the game. So I have no doubt about their commitment to it, and I think that it's really going to help in this game, because we're finally going to get a first-person shooter that actually listens to its fucking fan base and doesn't just ignore it and then wait till the last minute to fix something, and then they do it wrong anyways. Shout out to Call of Duty and Activision there, because that's all I get in Call of Duty is, you know, they have these guns that are incredibly OP the entire time, wait until the last possible minute, and then they fuck up the gun, just nerf it to nothing, and then they buff another gun to an OP gun. They just rotate the guns that people hate. And this game, I don't think is going to be like that. I think they're going to have some serious, you know, commitment in terms of listening to the community, which is nice, because when you get a developer that actually cares, that knows the community drives their games, it's going to help out a lot. But this game, let's get back to it off of my fucking rant about shitty development. This game is just a blast to play. Very, very fun. You're going to see me whiff right here. Let's do it. Nope, I fucked up. I tried to do it where I've seen people with Pharrah, they throw out the stun grenade and then they come out while people are stunned and they use her special ability and they just rain down on people. It's pretty effective. I've only done it once where I succeeded. But my backup character, McCree, he's another assault guy. And then I have a tank person. I don't know her name, but she's the only female tank in terms of like no suit of armor or anything, and she's very good too, because she has these grenades that are her alternate fire, and she's got a shield that she can shield herself and actually teammates, so that's kind of cool. So if you have a teammate who's charging in, you can shield them up real quick, and you know, you'll be able to protect them a lot, which is nice. So those are kind of the characters I'm running now. McCree, his revolver's too inaccurate. It's slow too to cock back. Like his individual rounds, everyone in this game sprays pretty hard. You know, that's the point of it. It's fast, but his is very, very slow. I mean, it's great if you're stationary, but no one's ever stationary in this game. I don't think I've ever seen one person, even Widowmaker, the sniper, moves around. Anybody who uses her moves around. So I don't think stationary is a good, you know, tip. They're like, oh, watch out for McCree if you're standing still. I'm like, ain't nobody in this fucking game is ever standing still. So I mean, if you're a good McCree player, he's very good. If your shot's on that day, I mean, he devastates. He's I think a 3-shot kill or a 2-shot kill, depending on if you hit the head. I mean, he's devastating. And then, you know, my support class would be the tanky woman with her projection bubbles of awesomeness. But the game's got a good feel. I'm looking to see kind of how the meta goes with this game, and see how it develops in terms of teams and squad composition, because now everyone's kind of testing out everyone's characters. So every game I go into, it's a different set of characters. There's no real composition like, oh, who's good and who's bad, which is great. I encourage that. You know, more people play different characters, the cooler the games turn out. You know, it's always a different outcome if you're running a different character. I see Hanzo popping up a lot. I see Pharrah popping up a lot. I see Mai, and I see the Juggernaut guy in front of me popping up a lot. I don't see the Torgenborg guy, the Swedish fucking Viking dude with the hammer. He doesn't pop up too much. He's kind of shitty. His gun arcs. His main fire of gun is shit, and his turrets aren't that super duper unless you do like Molten Core, where he gets like a super turret. That's about it. But it's going to be interesting how squad composition ends up turning out. Hopefully this game goes a little more competitive and they start locking in some teams, because I'd like to see this game on an ESL circuit or an MLG circuit. I think it has the potential to be like that. I think the way the maps are turned out, I think it has to be like that. unfortunately, there's not too many game modes. I don't know if Blizzard's hiding some game modes from us due to the beta, but I'm looking forward to see the potential of this game to see if it can't be an ESL tier shooter that's new. It's a new shooter. It's nice, and so hopefully that has it. I shouldn't have challenged that. That was dumb. There it is with that Gatling gun is just devastating close up. There's ways around it, but we actually end up losing this match. Overall, it was fun. I don't mind posting a video where I lose. It's always good, but my first impressions, I got to give Overwatch a solid 8.5 out of 10. My only negatives are some of the characters are a little too overpowered right now, and some of the levels are a little too favorable on one side, but overall 8.5 out of 10. Super fun game, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Sins for Days, and I'm out.